Good day everyone, I am Betsy Anyana and we are here to tackle about the nervous system. The nervous system has two parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system has two parts, the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system has two parts, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system has two divisions, the sympathetic division and the parasympathetic division. The functions of the nervous system is it coordinates all activities of the body, enables the body to respond and adapt to changes body inside and out. The nervous system, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system has two major structures, the brain and the spinal cord. The brain, this is the structures of the human brain. Six main sections of the brain: cerebrum, cerebellum, dencephalon, midbrain, pons, and medulla oblongata. Cerebrum, the largest section. It is divided into two hemispheres, which is the right and left hemisphere. Cerebrum has four lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. The first lobe is the frontal lobe. It's responsible for reasoning and thoughts. Parietal lobes integrates sensory information. Temporal lobe, it processes auditory information from the ears. Occipital lobe, it's responsible for processing visual information from the eyes. Cerebellum, located below the cerebrum and the first cervical of the neck. It's responsible for muscle coordination, balance, posture, and muscle tone. This is the structures of dencephalon. Dencephalon has two structures, the thalamus and hypothalamus. Thalamus, it directs sensory impulses to the cerebrum. Hypothalamus controls and regulates temperature, appetite, water balance, sleep, and blood vessel constriction and dilation. It's responsible for emotion like anger, pleasure, affection, fear, and pain. Midbrain, located below the cerebrum, responsible for eyes and auditory reflexes. Pons, located below midbrain in brainstem, responsible for certain reflex actions like chewing, tasting, saliva production. Medulla oblongata, located at the bottom of the brainstem, connects to the spinal cord, and regulates the heart and blood vessel function, digestion, respiration, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and blood pressure. Medulla oblongata, it is also known as the center for respiration. The spinal cord. The spinal cord is the link between the brain and the nerves in the rest of the body. The spinal cord has four regions: the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and spinal nerves. The cervical consists of 7, the thoracic consists of 12, the lumbar has 5, and the sacrum and the spinal nerves has 5. The spinal nerve, afferent spinal nerve carries information from the body to the brain, and the efferent spinal nerve carries information from the brain to the brain to the body.
Good day, everyone. My name is Mimikala Argente. Today, we will talk about the second type of nervous system, the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is divided into two smaller systems, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. Let's first talk about the somatic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is responsible for carrying motor and sensory information. It is made up of nerves that connects to skin, sensory organs, and skeletal muscle. It is responsible for nearly all voluntary muscle movements. It is also processes sensory information from external stimuli like hearing, touch, and sight. The somatic nervous system has two types, the afferent neurons and the efferent neurons. The afferent neurons takes information from the nerves to the central nervous system, while the efferent neurons take information from the central nervous system to the muscle fibers throughout the body. Let's move to the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system has two types, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight that revs up the body to either defend yourself or escape the threat, while the parasympathetic nervous system brings all systems of the body back to normal. The two types of autonomic nervous system has different function. Parasympathetic division is responsible for pupil constrict, salivation, airway constrict, heart rate slows, stomach digest, intestine digest, bladder constrict, and reproductive system increases blood flow. While the sympathetic division is responsible for pupils dilate, saliva inhibited, airway dilate, heart rate increases, stomach inhibits digestion, liver releases glucose, intestine inhibits digestion, kidneys release adrenaline, bladder relaxes, and reproductive system decreases blood flow. That's all for today. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you for watching and God bless.